Hi guys. So I promised you I would give you a little equipment review. You don't have to watch this if you're not into medical stuff. My husband bought me a new stethoscope for graduation, and it was before graduation so that I could practice for my clinicals. And he ended up buying me two because he doesn't know this yet. One for home, one for school. Here's what I decided. I had bought several. This is my jump bag. A jump bag is all of the equipment you would need within the first 5 minutes of a call when arriving on a scene so that you don't have to go back to the truck. So all of my trauma equipment, all of the stuff I would need within the first 5 minutes. Okay, so that's what a jump kit is. Right now I don't have mine fully stocked yet. I have a CPR mask. In the CPR, you can get these on Amazon. They have them at our bookstore as well. You have an infant size and you have an adult size, and it has all of the attachments that go along with it, and also a set of gloves. You will need that because you have to get CPR certified to be an EMT and to go through the course. It's a part of the course. So you can get little tiny ones. This is the size. This is what they wanted for EMT class for my jump kit, but you can get them in these little tiny squares that attach right onto your keychain, and that way if anyone ever needs a CPR mask or something in an emergency trauma situation, you have one ready to go. This is what you need for class though. Mylar blanket is something that I have in my jump kit, but this is not something you're going to need. It's for shock. One of the key things for shock is to retain body temperature because you're losing body heat fast when you're under shock. So I'm going to keep an emergency blanket in my jump kit. Light pens, neuro checks. You're always, one of the first few things you're going to check is you're going to check pupils and whether they are equal, round, regular, and light reactive. If you have pinpoint pupils when you're checking them, usually that is a anything that is a stimulant as an overdose, like cocaine, heroin, opiates, those types of things. If they're dilated in their eyes, that means the opposite. It's a depressant. If it is something like overdosing on sleeping pills or something, I would expect their pupils to be dilated versus constricted. So this is vital. I have these all over the place now. It also shows you on there, you can, shows you the millimeters, like when you're checking their eye pupils, you can say, oh, left pupil is 7 millimeters, right is 2 millimeters, unequal, those types of things. So there's a ruler on there. These are vital. You always got them hanging right here. I had one hanging there when I took my test. So next, this is the equipment that I suggest you buy before class. They may tell you they have all the equipment for you. I suggest you have your own so that you are practicing. First, a stethoscope. Okay, I went through 4 different types of stethoscopes because everyone's ears are different. Cheap ones are great to start out with, but you can't hear crap with them. This one I got this at a medical supply store. It is a Prestige, and it was, I want to say $35, maybe $45. It's good. I mean, all stethoscopes, you have this side and then you flip it and you have your other side for its high frequency versus low frequency sounds. And then the regular stethoscope. I did not like this one. I could not hear anything in it. I don't know if it was my ears or what, and I am not saying you have to pay a ton of money for a stethoscope for it to be able to work. It might have been my jacked up ears. So that's one stethoscope I went through. I went through the MDFs. That was a better one. It's over there. I don't feel like getting it. But the one that I'm in love with is the expensive ones. But I will tell you, here's what you have to consider. You are in an emergent situation. You are out in the field. You are either in someone's house or you're out literally in the field on a road or something. And you are going to have noise cars flying by, people yelling, all kinds of craziness. The person you're trying to listen to is going to be upset and crying or screaming or whatever's going on. You need to take consideration into what you need to be able to hear properly, because these are vital. That's why they're called vital signs. They are super important, and they're the most important thing to learn and to get right, because it depends on everything. So I spent 12 weeks using crappy stethoscopes, and I was really upset about it because I just thought I couldn't do this job. I thought I couldn't hear the stupid heartbeat in the stigmographer, whatever it's called, blood pressure cuff. I just thought I sucked at it. It was the stethoscope I was using. This is a Littman, you know, the ones that you always see the doctors using with the pretty L. There's a reason they use them. They are very highly specialized. This one, they even have cardiology stethoscopes that are like $300 where you can hear specific heart frequency sounds. I don't need that in the emergency situation. So the one that I ended up getting and I listened to each stethoscope at the store. They will let you do that. So that's what I suggest. Go to a specialty store, go to a medical supply store and say, I'm new to this. I want to get the right stethoscope. Can you put a bunch out here so that I can listen to them? And they'll let you do that. This is the one I got. I'll take a picture of it. It is called the Littman Lightweight 2 SE Stethoscope. It is reliable, clear acoustics, lightweight and durable. It has everything else that you need. And it's really convenient shape for blood pressure cuffs, because if you look, this is the other Littman that I got. This is the Littman Classic 3. This one was $85. And I suggest getting an obnoxious color that nobody's going to steal, because these are expensive. And doctors are always, let me borrow your stethoscope. And then they listen and throw it around their neck without thinking. This one's purple. I was going to get pink, but I mean, so this one was $89, and it's a Littman Classic 3 stethoscope. This is my second favorite. This one is a lot. It's a regular weight. It's a regular stethoscope weight. I'm going to tell you, these are a lot heavier than you think they are. Wearing them around all day, this is super heavy. It can really strain your neck. And with me running around in an emergent situation, I don't want something that's going to fling up and hit me in the face, first of all. Secondly, I want something that is super easy for me to take care of. Like this one, I feel like I have to hold it. I always end up doing that so it doesn't fling off and hit someone. It's very heavy. Stethoscopes are heavy. So I like this one a lot, but carrying it in a pants pocket, it's going to pull my pants down, or in my front pocket is going to pull my chest down because I have big boobs. And wearing it around my neck is what I usually do, but it's heavy. So it is a fantastic stethoscope. It is $89 and it is worth every penny. You can also put in the code to Littman on their website and they will send you a repair kit and a cleaning kit. This one is my favorite. It is the lightweight and it's cheaper. It's $47, at least where I got it. And here's what I wanted to show you. It also turns just like the other one, high frequency, low frequency. The shape, you see the beveled shape. When you're doing blood pressure cuffs, you're usually like sticking this under the blood pressure cuff, and the way that it sits, it almost immediately goes into the right place. I love the shape of this. It is lightweight. Let's see. I mean, there's a significant difference. It doesn't feel like a toy. It still feels professional, weighted, and all of those things. I have never heard anything better than through this stethoscope. The sound is intense and incredible, and I can hear your heartbeat through 3 layers of clothes, and I couldn't before. So this is my favorite. Next, this is my mini jump bag. I love Coloplax. It's just a fanny pack with recycled materials. I love it. Okay, glucose meter. A new thing now is that a lot of the new protocols are testing glucose as part of your vital signs, because you want a beginning glucose and an ending glucose, because you'll come up on a lot of hypoglycemias, which means low blood sugar, or a lot of agitated, upset individuals can have hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia, which is high blood sugar. So a glucose meter, I suggest this kind. It is my favorite. You can get generic kinds, you can get expensive ones. I like the size of this. This is exactly what my son uses. It's a Contour, and we got it at Walmart, and it's like 20 bucks for the whole kit. So you need alcohol pads with that, and everything else comes with it. You just need the alcohol pads. Trauma shears. I did not use these in class, but you will use them on every trauma situation. You will be cutting clothing off to check for your secondary assessments on traumas, because you remove clothing because you don't want to miss anything. That's all that is. And trauma shears and pen lights usually come in every single kit you can get. So you'll have them everywhere. Ouch. I can't ever say this word, and I challenge you to say it yourself. And it's backwards. Sigma-manometer, blood pressure cuff. You do not need a super expensive one, and you do not need all the sizes. Get an adult blood pressure cuff. They're about 25 bucks on Amazon, and if you can get one with a case, it's usually great, but it's not a big deal. Practice, 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 practice. This is the hardest thing, and you can go to, it's not the hardest thing. It was hard for me, because I had a crappy stethoscope, but you can go onto YouTube and it can literally tell you, you'll hear the sounds that you're listening for, and anything. I mean, just look up how to read a blood pressure cuff on YouTube and what it sounds like when you're reading a blood pressure cuff, and it'll teach you. That's what you learn. That's vital. Blood pressure is vital. O2 meter, honestly, in COVID age, I think everyone should have an O2 meter. This is going to tell you your oxygen saturation. Oh, I took the batteries out. I always take the one battery out because it turns on all the time, and then your batteries die. So not a good situation. If I was working, I would put the battery in at the beginning of my shift, but since I just carry this around in my car or at home, I don't do that. So oxygen meters, you can get them at Walmart, at Kroger, any pharmacy. Right now, everyone's carrying them. I saw a huge pyramid of them at Kroger at the pharmacy the other day, because everybody's worried about their O2 levels. And that's a good thing to be worried about. It's vital. This is what measures the profusion in your, I can't even show you. It just says finger out. Look, literally, you just clamp it on your finger and you put the meter side on the top of your finger. What this is measuring is, there's a really cool thing about capillary refill. You can squeeze your fingernail and do it right now. If you squeeze it, the blood will come back within 2 seconds. If it takes longer than that, then you're having low profusion, which means low oxygen. So if you're having issues with breathing, you can squeeze someone's fingernail and you want the color to come back within 2 to 3 seconds or less. If it's more than that, they have low oxygen levels. So this will tell me, ooh, that's my middle finger. I shouldn't do that. Won't work. There we go. 99% oxygen saturation, and my heartbeat is 70 to 71. It's good. You want, if your oxygen is lower than 94, I would be giving you supplemental oxygen. That's the deal. And if you're lower than 80, you're in dire straits. So this also gives me my heartbeat, and that's really good to know, because you need that. You need to know your pulse rates, your blood pressure, your all that stuff. So I'm gonna take my battery back out. You can get these on Amazon. Gloves. I also bought an EMT knife, an EMT specific knife, because, and I haven't looked at it. If you look right here, there's a little tiny sharp knob that breaks your window or your windshield out if I need to get into you. There are clips that I need to hook onto me. There are, oh, this cuts your seatbelt off. I definitely wanted one of those on me. It has a knife, of course, so it's not overly, now I don't know how to put it down. it's not an overly crazy knife. It is specific for EMTs. It has the break the windshield, it has the sharp knife, and it has the clip and the cut the seatbelt. That's all I wanted. And it can go on your belt loop. It's very heavy. I wanted an EMT specific knife. So that stays in my jump kit. The only other thing I have is tape. Tape's vital. What I do with tape, and the police chief, no, the fire chief told me this tip, and it made the biggest difference of anything that anyone could have told me for my testing, my clinicals, practicals. You take tape. I wish I had thicker tape. You want like a 3-inch wide, 2 to 3 inch wide white athletic tape, and you put a strip on your leg right here, and then you can write all of your vitals there. Like as you're going down, like if I tell my partner, hey, can you take a blood pressure? Tell me what that is. I would put BP, and I would write it right there on my leg. BP was 120/80. Heart rate was 70. When I read my O2, I would put that down on my leg so that when I retake my vitals in 5 minutes, every 5 minutes for trauma, every 15 minutes for medical, then you are just writing down your new vitals and you've got it all listed here, and it is no longer stuff that I have to keep in my head. I can use my brain power to think about the actual problem and diagnosing the actual problem instead of remembering vital signs. So that made a huge difference. So I'm gonna go over this real quick. Real quick. In my trauma kit, my trauma jump kit, it's not even a jump kit, it's less. It's like the one kit that I would grab. Say there was a car accident right in front of me, this is what I would grab and run over there. Gloves, EMT specific knife, 2 to 3 inch tape, wide tape, just athletic tape, blood pressure cuff, glucose meter, favorite stethoscope. That's it. That's what you need to start. So blood pressure cuff, good stethoscope, oxygen meter, and glucose meter, and that's all you need to start with. So I don't think you need to get the super expensive stuff unless it comes to the stethoscope. I highly suggest you go and listen and see if you know some nurses or doctors or anyone in the medical field. Sometimes they have old stethoscopes that are super expensive that they are upgrading, that they will either give away or sell you for cheap. If it's a Littman, you can't go wrong, guys. I highly suggest the ultralight, the lightweight 2 SE. This is the one I fell in love with. I think it's the best stethoscope around. There you go.